Hey guys, it's Louis here from ndxtesting.com, the channel where we give you medical care solutions and digitized diagnostic information so you can stay healthy. And in today's video, we're going to speak about anxiety. In fact, we're going to speak about the three major reasons for anxiety. One of them, off the back, it's mental. In fact, these are the ones that physicians always diagnose the most. And two of them are hidden anxiety disorders that are often missed, and that was one of them. I remember when I caught anxiety, I had anxiety for about a year and a half. It was uncontrolled. I mean, my body was going through stuff that I never went through before. I mean, I developed high blood pressure. I developed a fast heart rate, and it was pretty bad. I didn't get panic attacks, but it was high blood pressure and a fast heart rate. It was something that I had never felt before. You know, when I went to the doctors, they were saying that it's mental, but I knew that it was my body that was causing. It was some sort of illness, and they couldn't pick it up. They did blood work, they did all kinds of stuff, and then they did not pick it up. So in this video, we're going to discuss all the mental components of anxiety. We're going to go with them one by one, and then we're going to discuss two hidden ones that physicians are always missing. But it's important that you know these things, because you are the best person that can take care of your body. You have to manage your body, and then obviously you can use physicians. You can use their expertise so you can get yourself back in shape. But if you rely just on doctors, no one's going to know your body better than you. And that was my situation. I mean, they were telling me what I was supposed to be feeling. They were telling me what they thought was the interpretation of what was going on with me, and I just knew that they were completely wrong. So we're going to discuss that now. So one of the major reasons, one of the things that does happen when it comes to anxieties, right? When it comes to mental anxiety, is life events. Now, life events can definitely cause anxiety. Now, stress at work. I mean, some of us sometimes don't like the situations. We don't like what's going on at work. We don't like the circumstances. But in those particular components, you know, we have to kind of just work on our personal development and just do something about the circumstances. If you don't like you don't like your job, then maybe learn another skill and do something different. I know with me, I mean, I have a pretty good job, and I do like my job. But the other day, I mean, it was really cold. I was coming home from work, and you know, I'm like, this is not a good time to be in a windy city, in a cold city. I wish I can change my circumstances and I could just maybe be someplace warm. I mean, I'll work on that. It wasn't causing me anxiety, but just to kind of give you an idea. If you don't like your circumstances at work, then work on yourself, learn a skill, change jobs, do something about it. Do not let the stress from work get to you, because then that could be a bad situation. Something else too, maybe school. School can give you anxiety. There's a lot of things that can happen in school, and that could definitely maybe get you a little anxious. That's another reason for anxiety. Then you have maybe personal relationships, maybe a marriage. Listen, I mean, when I look back, when I was about 10 years old, my father, not to speak negative about him, but he left the house. And my mother was in her early 30s, and she was pretty much left alone to take care of myself and my brother. And I saw her very anxious. You know, she had a stable marriage. Things were pretty good. I mean, she worked, my father worked. We needed both incomes to support the household. And then when a man leaves the house and he just left, it was pretty bad. I saw my mother very anxious, but you know what? She grew from that. She worked on her personal development. She learned some new skills, and she was able to come out of that, and she came out stronger. And basically, she became just superwoman. She got a different type of job, and then she got her own business, and she did pretty well for herself. So sometimes we need to come out of these things. You also have financial stress. I mean, think about it. I mean, let's just say if things are stable, or maybe your economy is not doing pretty good, and you have the family to feed, and you have things to do, and all of a sudden things go south when it comes to your personal income. That could be, you know, financial stress could be a reason for anxiety. And you have the political landscape that's going on today. Maybe, you know, the policies that these government officials are making. Look at crime. how crime is spreading all over the United States. I mean, the things that are happening. I know sometimes I didn't have to worry about safety before. I didn't have to worry about security before, but now I do when I'm by myself, when I'm with the family. That could be also a reason for anxiety. Another thing too, you also have natural disasters. Look what happened in Kentucky here in the United States. There was a tornado. I mean, it just destroyed hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of homes. Look how many people were left with nothing. That could be a reason for anxiety. Look at the also losing a loved one. That could also be a reason for anxiety. You know, I was just reading a story the other day, and it was a pretty sad story. It was, I think, in Los Angeles. There was someone trying to break into a car, okay, and then a fight broke out between the owner of the car and the person that was trying to steal the car. And then a gentleman comes out of his house, innocent, a really nice person in the neighborhood, and he was trying to break up a fight, and he got shot. And that individual is dead. So when the daughter, I think the daughter was about maybe 9 years old, was going to bed, she told her grandmother, said, "Grandma, please don't tell me that my father is not going to be here for Christmas." Can you imagine the anxiety that family is going through? So those are also reasons for anxiety. I mean, losing a loved one. Okay, so you also have medical illness. Sometimes we get sick and we go through maybe some medical conditions within ourselves, and that could be a reason for our anxiety. You also have social anxiety disorders. I mean, some people sometimes they get anxiety by associating with others, to be in large crowds, maybe having a conversation with someone. I mean, it does happen. You also have phobias. You know, sometimes, you know, you have extreme fear by a certain situation. I mean, I myself, a long time ago, I'll be honest with you, I got into an accident maybe in about 1990. Now, in that particular day, it was raining. So I was going to fix my brakes, but someone cut me off from the other side of the street, and I went to stop. I pressed on the brakes, but I couldn't stop, and I slid right into a van that was in front of me, and I crashed. The crash was so bad, I came out of the sunroof, okay, but gladly nothing happened. But guess what? Every time it rains, I just feel my car sliding, and I get a little bit of a phobia. I'm also a little scared of heights. I think a couple of years ago, I went to see an apartment with my cousin, and the apartment was like on the 15th floor. So when the realtor told me, "Louis, you just, step out into the balcony," I just couldn't step into the balcony all the way. I had one step in the apartment and one step into the balcony. I just had fear. So that got me a little anxious. So those things sometimes do happen. You also have what you call OCD. I mean, some people get obsessed about everything. Everything they do, they have an obsession for it. That could also cause some anxiety. Also, some people develop anxiety about their physical appearance. I mean, that's something that I can't explain, but if you do your research, there's some people who get anxious, and there's some people they get obsessive about the way they look. Maybe they're overweight, or maybe they don't like the shape of their nose, they don't like the shape of their profile, they don't like their hair, they don't like their body. Something within their physical appearance that it gets them anxious. That's also reasons for anxiety. And also after pregnancy or during pregnancy, some women develop anxiety. So, but the thing is with these type of anxieties, right? They're mental. So you know where they're coming from. So when you know where the anxiety is coming from, then you can just kind of just deal with it. You have to make some changes, and you just deal with them. But when you don't know where the anxiety is coming from, that could be a problem. So what happens if you go into the doctor's office and your blood pressure is high, like it was with me, and you have a fast heart rate, and you know that something is wrong? Well, they're going to do a physical examination. They're going to go through different types of clinical components they're going to take your medical history. They're going to ask you about your family history. Does your mother have anxiety? Does your father? Now, my father suffers from anxiety. I mean, don't know what his situation is, but he suffers from anxiety. He has to take anti-anxiety medication on a daily basis. If he doesn't, then he's just going to feel a little odd. I don't know what the root cause is, but there's a root cause. He never dealt with it, but the anxiety pills work for him. He's happy, he functions, he's pretty cool with that. My mother doesn't suffer from anxiety, and she doesn't suffer from high blood pressure. When I told the doctor, they do blood work, they do a couple of things, but if those things can't come out clean, then they can probably suggest that it's mental, but sometimes it's not mental. Now, we're going to discuss the 2 hidden reasons for anxiety. Now, the other hidden reason for anxiety that was my situation is mouth breathing. Now, over time, if you breathe through your mouth, you're going to develop anxiety, high blood pressure, a fast heart rate. You're going to develop sleep apnea. You also develop in your teeth gingivitis. You develop an overbite. You have to have a good bite. If you have a bad bite, that means your jaw, it's all the way back, and that's not good. That can compromise your airways, and that could definitely maybe collapse your airways when you sleep. So people that have an overbite, they have some problems. Okay, and when you're growing up, while your face is developing, if you're breathing through your mouth, then it can alter the shape of your face. So it's very important not to breathe through your mouth. You need to breathe through your nose. So your body, your cardiovascular system, composed of arteries and veins, it needs oxygen. Your whole body needs oxygen. Your central nervous system, okay, your peripheral nervous system, which is nerves and muscle, needs oxygen, but it needs the oxygen that comes from your nose. So you need to breathe through your nose. So a lot of people that breathe through their mouth get sick, and you develop a lot of problems. And sometimes you go to your doctor, they're not going to tell you that. So if this is the first time you're looking at this video, and this is the first time you hear about mouth breathing, well, just do your research. You can go back to a lot of my videos where I speak about mouth breathing, and I speak about breathing through your nose. I speak about sleep apnea. You're going to get a better understanding as far as the implications and the dangers of of breathing through your mouth. So no mouth breathing, but you can get anxiety from that, and it can definitely you can end up with cardiovascular disease overnight. Over time. It's not going to happen overnight, but if you're mouth breathing for years, 10 years, 15 years, without a doubt, it's going to get you sick, and it's going to catch up to you. Now, another reason for anxiety, okay? I'm going to take a look at my notes here real quick. Another reason for anxiety that gets missed all the time, right, is excessive belly fat in your abdomen. Now, if you're a woman and your waistline measures more than 35 inches, you might be sheltering fat in your body there, in your abdomen, and that can cause anxiety. In fact, it's one of the leading causes of cardiovascular disease, heart disease, cancer, and when it comes to women, breast cancer. One of the hidden reasons, it can increase your blood pressure, and I said diabetes before. It could definitely get you sick. And if you're a man over 40 and you have a waistline of 40 inches or more, you can be sheltering some fat there. And this unnecessary fat is very dangerous to your health. Now, I took a picture of it. I'll show it in this video later. Now, when I found out about this, when I was doing this video, it's like, let me just measure my waistline. And I thought it was going to be, now, when I wear pants, my jeans are 32 inches. But when you measure your waistline, you measure your waistline at the level of the belly button, right around the waistline. So my waistline measures exactly 36 inches. So a little bit too much. Now, you can have excessive belly fat even if you have a normal weight. Now I'm 5'8.5", and I weigh anywhere between 172 and 175, which is a cool weight. But my waistline is 36 inches. My pants, and my jeans are 32 inches. I can't wear 36, it's too big. But when you measure your waistline properly, my waistline is 36 inches. Now, I'm not in a danger zone. I'm good because it's 40 or more. But I think that I should be at least 34 inches for my weight is pretty good. So I have a little bit to work on. I'm going to do a couple of things, and I'm going to share what I do to kind of trim the waistline without going crazy. So it's really, really important that if you have a waistline that exceeds the numbers that I just mentioned, if you're a woman, if you're a man, then you need to kind of trim this. You need to trim it down. If you need some help, just subscribe to our video. We're definitely going to release a lot of different ideas of how to stay fitted, of how to stay healthy. And this is what the channel is about. Remember when I started, it's about giving you medical care solutions and bringing you digitized diagnostic information so you can be healthy, and that's what we're doing. We're going to be sharing, bringing in new devices. People that have problems sleeping, that we're going to bring some devices that are going to help you sleep. We're working on a couple of things. We have a lot of different products that we are implementing on this channel. We're going to be bringing into this channel. Again, this is a brand new channel, and those who have been following us for a while, we have really good news. We just got monetized with YouTube, so we entered the YouTube Partner Program. If you don't know what that is, in order to get monetized, you need 1,000 subscribers and you need 4,000 hours of watch time within 12 months. So surprisingly enough, we started this channel back in January of 2021, and we got monetized in less than 12 months. And we didn't think that was going to happen. We weren't doing it to get monetized. We were just doing basically to share value when it comes to medical, when it comes to our health, and that's what we're trying to do. But anyway, so if you found this information helpful, please subscribe or share this information with your friends. Now you know a little bit about different types of anxiety, but the two hitting ones it's breathing. You need to breathe through your nose. You need to breathe properly, and you cannot breathe through your mouth while you are sleeping. You can't breathe through your mouth during the day either. And if you want to see more videos on that, I have a lot of videos when it comes to breathing properly in my channel. Feel free, if you're new, just to kind of navigate through these things. And if you have a waistline again of 35, if you're a woman or more, and if you're a man of 40, you have to start trimming that down. And I'll be honest with you, look, when I was doing this research, I've been in the medical field for about almost 30 years. In 2023, it will be 30 years. And so I've been seeing patients for 30 years. I do nerve examinations, so I see patients all the time. I never met an individual, a man or a woman, who has excessive fat in their abdomen. In fact, I just had one the other day. He was a little overweight, but the belly was a lot. And he had some cardiovascular issues. He also had some severe neuropathy when it came to the distal extremities when I was doing the nerve examinations. So everyone that I know, every patient I've met in the past that has excessive belly fat has something going on. And it just kind of clicked. So wow, it's so accurate, the research. Okay, so if you have a little bit of a belly, I'm going to work on mine. I have 36 inches. I think that I should be 34 for my height and for my weight. Again, you don't have to be overweight. You don't have to be obese to have excessive belly fat. You could be of good weight, and you could be sheltering fat there, and that fat could be dangerous, and that fat could get you sick. Okay, so let's get healthy. And if you like this video, again, press like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.